What's up, guys? Welcome to Cardiac Cat Podcast. This is going to be my first podcast. It's going to be really short. It's going to be the GameDay podcast. I'm going to kind of go over picks. Moving forward, I'll go over a few previous games from the last week and things like that. As all of you, or at least most of you know, I rep the Panthers, so I'll do a lot of that as well. And pretty much just everything NFL for a little bit here. So kind of getting right into it. Panthers face the Patriots this weekend, and I've kind of been seeing some of the Patriots vid makers and the Panthers vid makers going at it. One of the things were that shout out to NFL Panthers 07. He's apparently repping the Panther Nation by putting a bet up that he's going to stop his YouTube account or stop making YouTube videos if the Panthers lose. That's huge. NFL Panthers 07. Shout out to you, homeboy. Homeboy. That didn't even sound right me saying that. Shout out to Panthers NFL 07. He was a big reason I started making TTC videos 2 years ago. So that's kind of a big thing there. But our Panthers are going to win, so he ain't got nothing to worry about. But I just hope it don't turn the other way, because that could be that would suck to lose him from the Panther Nation. And obviously he'll always be in Panther Nation regardless. But big kudos to you, NFL Panthers 07, repping the team hard. So going straight into it, obviously the Panthers and Patriots play tomorrow night. It's in Carolina, 8:25, and a little pop-up on the NFL.com screen. We'll kind of go over some of the numbers and stuff of that nature. So if you're kind of what I want to do is kind of analyze the game a little bit. So we'll get to NFL.com because that's the best way to do that. So as you kind of look at the offense, total yards per game, you got the Patriots at 361. I mean, they're pretty level. Passing yards is where the Patriots get ahead, but pretty even on rushing yards per game. So hold on, we'll break it down. Defensively, that's where we're going to we excel in every category. Patriots defense gives up a lot of yards, 361 per game. Rushing yards per game allowed by us, only 82. They're going to have to beat us to the air. Not saying that Tom Brady's not a good quarterback. Obviously, he's a future Hall of Famer. But our Panthers are going to get after him. He's going to be hitting the ground a lot. He's going to get rattled. If they cannot establish some kind of run game to stop that pass rush that our front seven can produce, then the game's already over before we even play it tomorrow night. I mean, the game's over today. So if they can't, I'm going to go out on a limb and saying if they don't get 100 yards rushing, we may beat them by 4 touchdowns. Our defense can just put us in those situations where Cam Newton can make some plays happen, and the Patriots defense just isn't that good. So it's very possible it can be a disastrous blowout for our Panthers, the Carolina Panthers, just destroying the Patriots. If they don't get any run game going, Tom Brady's not going to throw for 400 yards if the run game doesn't have some kind of established base in order to keep our front seven off of him. It's just not going to happen. He's not going to have time to. And especially if the defensive ends are able to just pin their ears back and go, we get up 10 points. And you have to start passing the ball. I mean, that's why when we get big leads, we extend them. If you've seen in a lot of our blowouts, 30-10, 38-0, it's because when teams have to start passing the ball, they they don't have time because our defensive line could sit there, spread wide. They're not worried about a run up the middle or run at all. They come straight around the ends, and they're putting pressure all over quarterbacks. I mean, it's really insane to see how quick that happened just by picking up a couple great defensive tackles. That's where we were lacking the previous couple years. And now that our defense has stepped up its game, that's who the offense practices against every week. Every day they're out there practicing against them. So obviously the offense is going to get better just by the nature of things. And Cam Newton just being a dynamic quarterback in general, that's kind of got to happen. I'm really excited for the game with the win. The Panthers go to 7-3. Very important game for us in the division, especially considering how the Saints are playing and their record and all of that. I know I'm talking kind of low. I hope you guys can hear me, but it's going to be a great game. I honestly believe, and this is not shit talk. This is not me saying anything that I don't firmly believe. I believe that we will hold the Patriots to 10 points. And I believe we'll score at least 24, 27 points. I really think that this game is not going to be close. And that's just simply because of our defense. All the reasons I said before. But so my prediction for the Panthers and the Patriots are obviously 27-10 Panthers. Okay, so today's games I'll go through a pick real quick and get to those games, and then we'll wrap it up. But so we got the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. I see the Jets winning that game, especially with them picking up Ed Reed. That's going to help them a lot with deep. Help them a lot in the backfield, and then their secondary anyway. Ravens at the Bears. I'm hoping the Ravens win that game, but I think the Bears are going to win it. It would be nice for the Ravens, to win the game because Chicago's in our conference, so it's kind of important. But I got the Bears over the Ravens. Cincinnati versus Cleveland. I got Cincinnati beating the Browns. The Raiders versus the Houston Texans. I got the Texans winning that game. Houston's looking rough, but I see them pulling out a big game against the Raiders. Arizona versus Jacksonville. I got the Cardinals over the Jaguars. Washington versus Philadelphia. I got Philadelphia at home, and that's pretty much the deciding factor. And plus, Nick Foles is playing crazy football. He's doing a really good job. Detroit Lions versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the Lions winning that game. Steelers just seem to have forgot it, lost it, and can't find it. I don't know what's going on with them, but I got the Lions beating the Steelers. Falcons versus the Buccaneers. Man, I got the Buccaneers winning. I got the Buccaneers beating the Falcons. That's kind of hard to say because the Buccaneers just now got their first win, but kind of like we did when we were 1-2 when we beat the Giants 38-0. I mean, that just started this whole new thing, and so maybe they can get some ground. Atlanta's just not the team they used to be. Too many injuries on offense. There's a bunch of other things, but okay. So then the Chargers versus the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins winning that game. The Panthers play the Dolphins next Sunday. So it's a 4:00 game. I kind of hope the Dolphins win that game for the simple fact that they won't be looking to bounce back. Teams that are looking to bounce back are always more dangerous, in my opinion. So if the Dolphins win and we win, then or if we lose, which we won't, but either way, is if the Dolphins win, they won't have something to, we got to stay in the playoff race. So I think the Dolphins will beat the Chargers anyway. San Francisco and New Orleans. I got San Francisco's defense is good, but this is really where we're going to see where we kind of compare to the Saints, because San Francisco's defense really imitates the Panthers' defense really well. They're not quite as good as the Panthers' defense, but if they can hold the Saints to, 14, 17 points or something like that, and Colin Kaepernick can get some offense going, Frank Gore running down the field, something like that, they got a chance to beat him in a close game. The Saints score 20 points or more, San Francisco will not outshoot the Saints. They just don't have the offensive firepower. So I got in the San Francisco 49ers versus the Saints, I'm going to take the Saints. The Green Bay Packers versus the New York Giants. I got the Packers winning that game. The Giants have won 3 straight. But Green Bay doesn't have their quarterback. You know what? That's going to be my upset pick of the week. I got the Giants beating the Packers. Minnesota versus Seattle. I got Seattle winning that game. Their defense is just too good. And then the game of the week, that's not Panthers versus Patriots, because that's definitely game of the week, but the Sunday night game of 2 offensive West firepowers between the Denver Broncos and Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning that game. I think Denver could beat them. You know what? No, I'm not going against Peyton Manning. You can't pick against Peyton Manning. I got the Broncos beating the Chiefs. Maybe they split it in the division series, but I think the Broncos and the Chiefs winning streak, and then they'll obviously have the tiebreaker and all of that in their division. But yeah, so that's my picks for the game for the week. As you could tell, I kind of did it as I was. You saw my picks live, kind of what I believe, straight for firsthand. Going back to the Panthers game, it's going to be an exciting game. Again, I don't guess you can really call this a podcast or an official podcast yet. It's pretty much just, I'm going to find a groove in it and I'll talk more football moving forward. But, next week we'll review some games and get some highlights going and all of that. But this is just a first game day podcast, and that's what I'm calling it. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But so that's my picks. That's it in a nutshell. If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Also, tweet me during the games on Sunday or whenever at Chuckum, and you'll see that right here. But at Chuckum, and I'm pretty good at tweeting back and all of that, and any questions or any things you want to see moving forward. This is going to be done every Sunday. Eventually, I hope to get it to 2 days a week, game day and on Tuesday. But right now, it'll just be Sunday mornings, and I'll see y'all every Sunday morning for a little bit. And let me know any questions you have. Even if you want to be on the podcast, let me know. I'm going to look to get some Panther fans, so reach out to me, all Panther fans, and any teams that were playing that week. Like, for instance, not this week because we got the Patriots, but it's too late. But next week, we got the Dolphins. Any Dolphins fans that are vid makers or whatever and want to be on, I want to discuss the game with me on the podcast on Sunday mornings. We'll set something up, inbox me. And we'll get something set up and maybe do some Skype calling or something. I think that could be fun. So, any Dolphins fans, hit me up. Saints, we got coming up soon. Jets, we got coming up soon. All your fans, hit me up. Saints fans, I definitely want to get y'all on this. Saints fans, vidmakers, and Panther Nation has went back and forth ever since I've been on the TTC. So that'll be a lot of fun. But subscribe, like, and I appreciate any support, and definitely follow me on Twitter. I appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Peace. And when it's all said and done, you gon' respect that name. The Carolina Panthers bringing the pain. The Carolina fans got them going insane. I fought for the D, cannot be tamed. And when it's all said and done, you gon' respect that name. What you doing by Carolina? I game ain't nothing minor. With respect for the quarterback that can throw from here to China.